Mm-mm,
Oh, is that
not
the
yet.
same? Oh, there we are.
Hold on. Go live. Okay, there we go. And let me just make sure I'm just going to verify. It did like a little glitch. Show me. I think social media knows the light that we are about to pour in. So
Everything's
we're
been
good.
glitching. Everything's been glitching. And I know it's Mercury retrograde, and
Of course.
I try not to usually be
Yeah.
kind of a victim to it. But at the moment, I don't know if it's all of the energy coming in or it's Mercury or it's all of the above. But yeah,
All of it.
everything's glitchy. Everything's glitchy. I'm glitchy.
So hello everyone. As you can
Hi,
see, we've
everyone.
already started this chat because it just okay. We're just yeah.
Ooh,
This
pulling it
is
in.
my soul sister, Michelle. She is an international best-selling author, a quantum healer, an ascension guide. She is just a badass. Let's just put it that way, okay? I love this woman so much. She wrote a chapter in Miraculous. So if you would like to read about her journey, you want to go read her chapter. She is incredible. And what she brings into the world is pure, authentic truth and light. You know me, I surround myself with real people. I don't have time for anything that is not the truth or real. Like, that's just the lifetime I'm in right now. Old soul to old soul. You get it, Michelle. It's like I
Oh,
don't have time for that.
100%. I was
Hmm.
going to say, when you said badass, I was like, takes one to know one. Because we're on the same wavelength. But before we got on the chat, we were just talking about how we're both all over the shop with the energies at the moment. And we're like, maybe we just need to go and be there for everyone to see that and be in service in a sense to let everyone know that, you know what, we've got this. We all get frazzled at the best of times. The energies are huge right now. And we want to support you guys and show you how it's done.
Yep. Like it doesn't matter how much light you hold. And I always say, like, if you came to this planet as a master soul, you get kicked in the booty more often because
Mm,
the universe doesn't give you the lax to just kind of fool around or pretend. Like there's no
yeah.
such thing as that. It's like we do the work. We have to do the work. We have to in order to be of in that like of greater service that we know that we're here. And both of us like we're feeling this. We have the eclipse season activated. We just went through the full moon and Scorpio. I mean, Scorpio energy is like working its booty, like
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
working us. And then we have Mercury in retrograde all the way till the beginning of June. And so there's so much going through. And even that, like even above that, like I see this portal of light wide open, just pouring in. And we know
Yep.
what that happens when light is coming through. We know what that happens. It's like it shines on everything, even the things that you think you're hiding. And with Scorpio's help, you can't hide anything. Everything is being kicked
Yeah.
up to be cleared, and it's a lot. Like I woke up 3 a.m. yesterday. I heard the birds sing, and my body was like, "Yep, it's morning. Let's get up." And so I was like, well, it's 3 a.m. There's probably something. And I ended up writing like two posts, which was very deep. And I was like, oh, thank you, Scorpio. I love Scorpio.
Well, you can't get much deeper than Scorpio. I was up at 3 this morning as well,
Mm.
2:55. I was like, "Oh," and then last night no, the night before, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get to sleep, which is unlike me. I'm a nana. I'm in bed by 9, 9:30, and I'm up early, but not 3 AM. And there was just so much energy pulsing through my room. There were orbs going everywhere. Like, I was able to capture quite a few of them, and I was just like, "Whoa," they were coming out of me. So I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay." They were just going through me, but they were so loving and so supportive. But I was like,
yeah.
"Can I get some sleep?"
I
Nope.
know, right? It's like, please, my
Nope.
body needs sleep. Was it last week and I did the energy forecast and I was sitting here and there's an orb that just decided to flow in and the whole thing like glitched when it did that. And I was like, okay, then it's going to be this way, right? And
Well,
that's
the
the first
matrix is
time
glitching.
that I've called
The
something like that.
everything's glitching because everything's, well, the way I perceive it, of course, always take what resonates and leave what doesn't resonate. But I can only speak my truth. But I feel everything that isn't meant to serve us anymore, isn't serving us anymore, that we're transcending out of, is glitching.
Yes.
And as that's falling, well, we've got to see all the kind of debris of that, and that's within ourselves and without the macro, the micro. But even the way I'm working now is changing.
Yeah.
It's I've been doing shadow work with people and energy clearing for such a long time, and now I'm kind of being guided to put people's focus on what they've already achieved. Let's look at the good stuff. Let's look at how far you've come. Let's take stock. Let's get some upgrades now. Let's get more of that light in. Let's integrate the light. So I'm being guided to work in a way with people's higher selves that's really high vibe.
Yes.
And it's not so much focusing on all the shadow. Yeah, we're still got to do that. But it's almost like that stuff's being done for us.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. It's already in action. And so that's why it's like, no, let's bring in more light so that they're not being dragged down as we're already doing the shadow work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people don't realize, they get so bogged down in, I won't say like what people will perceive as what's wrong with them. It's not. They're just overlays of programming. But they'll get so much bogged down in that dense stuff that they fail to see how amazing they are and connect. The whole point of it is to connect with who we actually are, which is the divine eternal soul. And they just get bogged down, which is not the point of shadow work. It's to release it. But we've got to take stock now. I think we've got to really look at how amazing we've done. Look, we're about to burst through. Something's happening.
It's happening.
Right? We're about to burst through. This ascension wave is here.
Yeah.
So we've done the work. And the other thing that I was guided recently, I was actually speaking to a dear brother, Richard Melchizedek, recently. We're just having a chat. And I said to him, I keep getting told that, or keep feeling that the work's actually still to come, right? So we kind of got to rest a little bit. Rest on our laurels a little bit, let all this integrate, because we're going to be put to work big time soon. This isn't, if we think we've been in service now.
We were like, we had the training wheels.
It's all been for training. And like you said, Abigail, at the start, like if you're a kind of master soul, then you kind of get a little bit less wriggle room. And we have those experiences because we need to know how to serve others. We need to know what makes humans tick. So we come in usually with these very challenging experiences with all of these traumas and all of the programs, all of the things.
Yeah.
And we do that so we know how to move out of it, so we know how to relate. And it's, hey, Catherine. Hey,
hello,
Cheryl.
Catherine.
And we've done an amazing job. We've done it.
Yeah. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, I wonder how many people are having such a hard time. Like, I woke up early this morning, and I was like, actually it was yesterday. And I was like, oh my gosh, so many people are suffering right now. Like they feel like they want to give up. Like it's so intense. And I know the reason why. Scorpio doesn't play. I said this at the beginning of the week. I was like, here we go. We're in Scorpio, and it's plus eclipse plus full moon. She's not going to play. Like, no way. Like, we're going deep. We're clearing shit out. Even in the goddess energy forecast, one of the goddesses that came in was Kali Ma. There's we're not playing, right? And so I just felt like this denseness that's being purged. And so many people are feeling that heaviness and the emotional part of it, the mental part of it, the part that is very close to being human, let's put it that way. And as they're going through this, it's like they're forgetting the lightness. Yesterday, twice I was asked what makes me awesome. And usually I would ignore it. But the first time I got asked, I wrote it down, actually shared it in a Facebook group. And the second time was in a networking group. And so we all shared it there. And I was like, there's something to this. Like twice in a day. Okay. Usually I'll just ignore it. And I'll be like, oh, whatever. And I took my time to actually share it and write it down and actually contemplate it. And it makes a lot of sense because what I was doing was bringing more light in.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I couldn't articulate as well as you because I'm sleep deprived. But that's why I think, the focus has got to be now a bit more on how awesome we are, all the good stuff we've done, because that's how we reconnect to our awesome divine essence. And we are awesome, all each and every one of us. We are amazing.
Regardless. Yeah, regardless of, oh, look at this. The
Hey,
tribe is
Richard.
here.
Soul fam in the house.
Oh, do you feel the energy building? Like we're doing this together. Hello, Richard. Hello, brother.
And in my little fan.
My fan is on.
It's supposed to be going into winter here, but it's just getting really hot still. Like it, I mean, we're in a pretty hot temperate climate as it is, but it's really sticky and it's like, really, what time of the
Ah,
year is it? And this is the whole complicated thing. Is just time's moving in strange ways, seasons are moving in strange ways.
yes,
We're in this like no man's land of just surrender to whatever happens now.
exactly. Exactly. So, I wanted to, this is coming through. If you are going through a hard time right now, navigating the energy, if you feel like your life is just like, what the heck just happened? Or someone who's going through a tough time right now, go ahead and put either their name or your name or a heart. If you don't want to like put any names, you can put a heart. Because what we're going to do at the end, we're going to bring through some light transmission, whatever wants to come through to support the children of light because it's so needed. We need to amplify the light and just surround ourselves with that unconditional love of the mother. Like the great mothers are here to support us. Like that energy is so potent this week. And it's like the more I walk through this week, I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes sense. It makes sense why she showed up. It makes sense why this message came in. Like they're here to support us. They know what we're going through. And so we just have to open up to receive, right?
Mm.
Open up to receive. Yeah.
And that's a beautiful idea. I love that idea. The other thing that I'm noticing, which is I know is one of the reasons why I've been called to work in person. So I'm doing some in-person work at the moment.
Yes.
Is that there are so many people going through stuff. They might be on like they're kind of open to spiritual practices. They come in for a healing, but they've got no idea that we're on an ascension timeline. They just and so they feel something big's brewing.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple of clients say to me, I just don't feel like something bad's going to happen. They're in
Yeah.
fear because they
Yep.
don't know. They haven't had the knowledge. And so I think part of my role is to just bring in those codes into the physical. And I guess I was surprised because I've lived and breathed ascension since I woke up.
Exactly.
I was like, wow, there's a lot of people that don't even know about this.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get this. We got to tell people now, pronto.
Exactly. Exactly. No, it is so true. It always surprises me. For me, like, especially in my work of supporting, like, the women out there who are creating those massive, greater impact, who are out, like, they're doing it. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, they know it. They get it. Right. And then, they'll come and like ask me a question about spirit and what is going. I'm like, wait, what? But you need this, like, let's get this set up for you so that you can be all that you are and feel good and safe as you expand your light even more, right? So, like, more people need to know this, like, we are on an ascension. I know, and I think that the other part is that they've been desensitized to the word ascension because it's everywhere. Ascension this, ascension that. And so, like, what is it, anyways, right? Like, should I even pay attention to that? Or is it just another niche? Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if that might be the other part of that. It's like, oh, it's another woo-woo stuff, right?
It's interesting that you say that because in the last couple of weeks, I have been feeling the same. I thought, is that, even though the word it fits well for me, I get it. But there's some people that they need to just hear it in a terms of expansion,
Yes.
consciousness shift, evolution. And I have been bringing in those words because ascension has a religious connotation too. And it doesn't work like that. We're not going up and out of our body, and we're taking our bodies with us, right? We know that it's a physical experience. We're bringing that light into the body. And I think it can give the wrong idea about what we're actually
Exactly.
moving through here.
Yeah, I love that you said that because that's very important. I've mentioned that before. Ascension is not us, like dumping this body and escaping. No, ascension is bringing this. Like, what does it mean to have a light body? Not just a light body that's up here, but you physically right here, luminous, magnificent,
Oh, I love that
radiant,
word, luminous.
right? Luminous. I love it. Like, what is that like? And that is maybe that's why people are like, that's weird. I thought I was supposed to like get out of this body, and I'm being more anchored into my body, or being asked to anchor more into my body. That surprises people. It's like, how can I be human and divine at the same time? Is that even a thing?
Yeah. And that's where I will often start now with people who people who are new to it all, is that, okay, how do we embody you into your body?
Yeah.
We can clear all the traumas, but we can't really do it until you're in the body.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that they're so in their mind that they're not in their body. They're not necessarily going to feel the energies. They just kind of feel something's a bit off. They're also not going to feel the good stuff that's happening in their body.
Exactly.
So if we go back to basics, that's what we got to do. These comments.
I know. I was just about to. We're so. I love it. So Richard said the universe is increasing in frequency and vibration, and that includes all Karens. Richard,
that's the goal. It's spot on though.
Oh,
yeah.
Richard. And then Catherine, our dear sister Catherine, I've substituted it with human awakening. Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, beautiful. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, awakening, expansion, evolution. And I think, even when I say those words, I still get but people don't seem to be waking up.
Yeah.
The ones that are kind of awake to the, I call it the 4D awakening. They're in a mind state. They're questioning. They know things are not the way they're meant to be. And they don't see it, and they get quite cynical. And I would think that the reason for that is that they are too anchored into that cynicism.
Exactly.
So when we perceive, we create our own reality, and we receive what we perceive. So if we're only going to be perceiving and putting our awareness in something that is cynical, we're just going to get that energy back. And so some people don't see that awakening, but if they can get into their body, they'll feel it. And that's what we got to do. We got to feel it.
I love that part. I'm going to come back to that. I wanted to share what Sherry just posted. I know a lot of people struggling. Support truly appreciated. Sherry, it is already happening. You put those hearts or your name in the comments, okay? It's already happening. We're setting up the stage. If you're not feeling the energy already, I'm so hot over here. It's building. So it's already coming through. Again, if you yourself, or if you know someone who's going through a tough time right now, put your name and your name, or just put a heart if you don't want to put any names in the comments to receive. Okay. And then we can also send it out to whoever need, and your higher self will determine, what they need. That's the beauty about light language. It's like a package. What do you need? Here. And then they take what they need. So they will receive whatever they need from that. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not immune to going through this. So we get, being the Wayshower, we lead by example. This morning, I was really going through it. And, and then what I did on myself, I was like, I need to create a tool so that other people can do this. So I just created a little meditation, and I was like, this is just, it always gets my energy flowing. Why haven't I done this before? So I was half asleep. It was early hours in the morning, so I was really quiet, recording this. But we just need to learn how to expand.
Yeah.
I expand when I've got the headaches in the crown. I expand my brain. I'm like,
oh,
I just feel the particles separate, and then I can move the light through.
Oh, I like that.
And then if it's in the jaw, I just send it wherever. And this in itself, like if people go, oh, I don't know where I'm feeling it, that's a sign that they're not in their body.
Yeah.
So, maybe a body scan or something beforehand, but it also helps you get in tune with your body by doing that exercise. But yeah, I just separate everything. I just create space. And this
Oh,
morning I had my body, I was like this wide. My field was like the whole room. And I was just like, come on, light.
yes, just pour
Stop
in,
being
please.
pour in, please go where you need to go and stop being blocked.
Oh man. And yesterday, like one of our friends, like he finally contacted us, and he's just going through a hard time. I've never seen him feel so dense and in such a dark place. Like he's such an optimistic man and just full of joy and just always with ideas and sparks. And it shook me, I was like, oh my God. And even like listening to him talk, he's like, I guess, you know, being of light doesn't mean anything. I was like, no, don't give up, dang it. But I could not find any words. I usually have so much to say, and this time I was like, I am just going to be here. I'm just going to beam into new energy because I can't find any words right now. Like, it's real. Like, just because you're a master soul, or you feel like you hold a like seventh dimension, 12, whatever dimension, it doesn't mean you're immune to the challenges. If
Mm,
anything, you go through the worst. Because the truth is, you have the capability, you have the capacity to move through it and then teach others. And yeah,
exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's it. If we had an easy ride of it, how good a way shower would we be? We have to be the
exactly.
example of how things are done, and we have to show our vulnerability. And this is something that's always been challenging for me.
Me too.
Um, and lately, I'm like, nah, you got to speak it more and more, not only to people that you're talking to just on a casual basis, but openly to the people who are your followers on whatever, on social media, or your clients. We're all going through it. We're not like amazing that we're all amazing, but we're not so amazing that we're like
Well, above it or
beyond.
something.
We're above it. We're like, no. We took on this mission with the full knowing that we were going to have to do exactly what humanity was going through. We were going to be in a human suit. And some days we're like, why did I do this again?
Exactly. Too
And
many times.
I'm like, I feel, and I know this is not my first ascension. I felt that.
Exactly.
So I feel like that gives us a bit of a heads up. But it's still
Exactly.
hard.
It's still not
None are immune.
easy. Yeah,
It's
none are
not.
immune. Sherry, yeah. Yeah, no one is immune. Sometimes I am, well, what am I looking for? Like a bit envious too. I call them the baby souls, like the ones who this is like their first. Have you met some, like one of my good friends, like long-term friend, like he is a baby soul, and it just feels like things just flow beautifully. It doesn't, like they still go through a hard time sometimes, but it's not as intense. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a flow. It's like they're baby souls, and it's so it's just so
And
cute. I'm like,
if
dang,
these are the souls I'm thinking of, they're also already come in switched on, like with more DNA strands. So
yes,
they
that's
don't
true.
have to they don't have to get those DNA strands switched on. So they haven't got as much density to clear. And they're usually younger. I mean, baby, but also usually younger in age and human age as well. That's my
Yeah.
experience of them.
Yeah.
Um,
I've met some of them, like my friend, he's older than me. And he's
it's a
totally, I
baby
call him,
soul.
yeah, I call him an eternal child. Like, no kidding, like pure soul.
It's just inner
And
child switched on.
just pure soul. It's like, wow. But I can only imagine being a pure soul in this, in this denseness, in this life school that we're in, like how it has its own challenges as well.
It's quite incredible, really. It's those beautiful. I often think of Mintakan beings. You know the Mintaka,
Yes,
the
I
rose-colored.
am.
Are you a These are the beautiful beings that are just like everything. They can always see the good in everyone. They always see the optimism rather than,
Right here.
half full. It's beautiful though. And they've been through a fall
Yeah,
significantly with their planet. Their home planets no longer exists
exactly.
lately I've been feeling like it does exist somewhere.
Bingo.
Yeah, because I've been like Mintakans have been coming through and mermaids. We're going to go
Yes.
woo here because everything's been getting really woo for me lately, even more than usual. But mermaids, Atlantean like
Yes.
timeline clearings, and something to do with Mintaka. And I'm like, what's the link here? Because I don't know, but there's something that I'm being shown.
Yeah,
I feel like
mine.
it's still existing.
Oh, it totally does. I know it does because I've been there. I like to go and swim. It's the same. Yeah, I don't, it's like it has to do with the water for me. Like when I tune into these timelines that are coming through, it's like the water connects them, the purity of the water. But it's what these waters hold. And it's
Mm.
almost like transmitting into our own water so that we can like take in the light codes physically, because we can do it energetically and like we were talking about, but it's something about, now like with my clients, I'm like, get your water, put it next to you. When we're
Yeah.
done, drink it up, right? Because then your body is like, oh, physically, I get to receive this as well. It really, it's like that embodiment. Let's just embody the light, right? We're not skipping. Yeah. So
It's a
interesting.
conductor as well, I think, the water. Like
Yes.
when you're hydrated, you can receive the energy, it can move through the body, as well as you're going to get an energetic detox when you do our kind of work. I mean, people are at the moment with all the solar flares, add that on top of it. But yeah, being hydrated right now, if there was like one piece of advice that I always give, it's just like, just drink more water,
Just drink water. Yeah.
get off all of the stuff that's dehydrating you and add more water.
Oh my gosh, it just reminded me, if Richard is still on there, he posted a joke about drinking water. Oh no, that was Catherine. I think that was Catherine. Something about when you drink in order to like something about drama, getting rid of drama, drink more water because he'll let you pee more so you don't have time to
That's
deal with it.
that was good. Yeah, there's been a few good jokes going around lately.
Yeah.
It's been lightening everything. Yeah, that was a good
If
one.
yeah, I was dying because at first, like, I was like serious about it. I was like, ooh, what it, and then I read it, I was like, oh, it was so good. But there is something huge about water right now coming to assist us through the times that we're in. Like being hydrated is easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy because we know we have challenges with keeping hydrated for some
Some
reason.
people really do, and it's when I meet those people, they're what I always detect in them, and they'll own it. Usually, it's like it's even a deeper lack of self-love, that they haven't got the ability to put the self-care to even drink water in their body on a
Ooh,
subconscious level. It is actually deep, because drinking water, you need it to live.
yeah.
You can go without food for how many, like a week or something, isn't it? But it's only 3 days you can go without water. And at the moment, I don't even know if you were to not drink water now, you'd really be having a hard time getting this energy through you. So, and I've met some beautiful souls who are still really in their trauma and they don't drink water. I'm like, I'll go and have a cortical and get some water in that way. And it's like, why can't you just drink water? What's that about? I know we're sort of going a bit deep here with this, but like it's the first step. And then go put your bare feet on Gaia and drink a glass of water at the same time and be in your
Yes,
body. It doesn't have to be hard.
it doesn't.
It
It
doesn't have to be.
reminded me as you were talking, because water signifies unconditional love. When you look at Andromeda, they're the water group souls, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
about unconditional love of the divine. Mentaka, again, there's the consciousness of water pouring through. It's just, but I remember there's a time in my life where I couldn't drink water. It's like I just did not drink water. And my body was like okay with it, but those times I was so freaking dense, like it just, I was not in my body to begin with, let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Like being human, I rejected it. And so it made a lot, like as you said that, I was like, oh, interesting. I mean, now I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's get this water down. But it took me a while. I had to actually reprogram myself to start drinking water. It was that hard for me to get hydrated. Even like I physically got nauseous when I drank water. That's
Oh,
so
this is interesting.
fascinating.
So what was
Yeah.
happening in that for that time in your life back then? Like, what was going on? You said you were dense. Were you in the
Oh man.
very much in the 3D?
Let's see here. There was a lot going on with me trying to figure out how to be in my human body, me trying to figure out what this body, what it needs, what foods to give it, because I had just anchored my life. Like I finally sat into my body. I pulled my energy here and said, fine, I'll be here. And so it was like navigating what it means to be human. And it was very, very hard for me. Like I was like, why do I need to care for this body? Like I can just meditate and leave, like I can just stay in
Ah,
the
yes,
spirit world. Yeah. And so it was
yes.
very
Yeah.
hard.
A lot of indigo star seeds go through those periods because it's like kind of second guessing why they, did I really choose this? And they long for home, and
Oh
we go,
man.
especially before the ascension wave was so strong. Because now at least we can get excited and go, okay, this work has paid off. But a
Yes.
few years ago, things are looking like they were just getting worse, and everything was getting heavier, and there
Oh,
were wars everywhere. And I was just like, what are we doing here again? This world is not for me. Yeah, so that makes
exactly.
sense to me.
Yeah, I looked up a lot. I like it's so interesting when you look at people like where are they looking up all the time? Are they looking down all the time? Are they looking in front?
Yeah,
Like mine, I looked up a lot because that's where I wanted to go. That's where
me
I knew
too.
I was from. That was
Mm.
my home. That was my safe zone, right? And looking down was filled with fear. Like Mother Earth didn't feel safe for me. It was
Mm.
so interesting, but I mean, up till now, even now that I feel, more in my body, I'm still learning how to be fully embodied. Like it does not end. And it just, yeah, there was a time that it was very hard for me to be in this body. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It does. You're right. It doesn't end. It is an ongoing process. I think you see those amazing earth seeds that are really good at being in their body.
Yeah.
They're really good at being in
Yes.
the garden, and they're really good at just being like bare feet everywhere. And it's like, oh, you beautiful earth angel, can you
That's
teach
my
me
husband.
some of that?
That's my husband.
I remember you told me that once before, actually. Oh, what a
He's
beautiful
my
earth angel.
anchor. But, I didn't know him at that time. I knew him after I decided, fine, I'll be in my body, which makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
he is so comfortable on the earth. And my son is the same way. But my son is balanced in both the star and the earth. And so it's very interesting watching him navigate with that balance. But my husband, the way he walks on the earth, I'm like, dang. And he's so comfortable when we go hiking. If you're with us, you're just gonna laugh your booty off. Like I'm a mess. And he's just like moving through the nature, like it's just like he's one with it. And I'm like very careful and like thinking about each step. And it's very entertaining to watch us. you know?
He's either an earth angel, or he's got some elemental kind of elven inner
Oh yes.
Agatha
Yeah.
kind of, because those beings have been coming up a little bit,
Yeah. My
and I
son is
wasn't even aware of
Elven.
I
Yeah.
wasn't even aware of them really until recently. Like
Yeah.
elven, yeah, but I didn't know that they were from Agatha, and I didn't know it was inner earth, and it was just
Exactly.
like, okay, so this is because I the higher selves of the clients will tell me where they're from. I'm like, what now? Where?
What? I've
Where's
never heard
this?
that. What is that?
It's kind
Now
of
if
cool though, because I'm learning
you
about
know
stuff all the time.
For people who don't know who Agatha is or where Agatha, can you tell us more about that?
Well, only in my minute information that I have now is because it only happened the other day, and then I went sort of searching to learn more. But inner Earth, and it's multi. Can't speak because I've had no sleep. Multidimensional in Earth as well, So they're of a frequency range that varies. But when I saw this being, it was like an elven queen. It was like something from Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
And when I was looking it up, and I was like, and because I like, where's Agatha? And and it is an elven and also Fae.
yeah,
Like I think they're sort of in there together. Obviously, they're a little bit different, but very tall, but very connected. Like you think of Avatar, that
yes,
movie as well. They're not so. Sometimes those people, like your hubby, they actually aren't earth angels. They're just
absolutely.
They're
Yeah.
just really connected with the elementals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so, yeah, my son is Elvin and he's so cute because when he's really emotional, whether it's excited or just pissed off, his ears will peak. And I'll be like, you better put those ears back. And my husband will start laughing.
There
It's like,
you
I
go.
see you.
How beautiful the blend, and this is what the kids are. They're just so balanced. They're bringing in all the codes and all the DNA strands, and they're just balanced. And I can't wait to see them grow up and
Oh my
see
gosh.
how they move this beautiful new earth into its full embodiment. There's
Exactly.
I noticed that Cherie said program the water before consumption. Spot on. Like I used to have a resistance to doing that. And it really works. And that was part of my self-love stuff that I'm like, I'll drink water, but I'm not going to program it. It's water. That was even when I was on my path quite deeply. I was still hesitant, but it
Yeah,
works because intention is everything.
totally.
Hi, Tristan. Hi, Chelsea. It's
Yeah,
so
I
beautiful.
bless my water all the time. And sometimes because it's so simple and yet it's so powerful. And sometimes I'm like, this is even what should I do more? Like should I say more? Should I that it can be a simple blessing. Like I bless this water with the unconditional love and light of the divine or of
Yeah.
God or like simple. And that will transmit the codes in there and you drink it. If you're doing, if you're getting light language activation or healing, if you're, quantum healing, especially with you, it's always flowing through. Have water right there. When you're done with your healing, drink it. Right. Your body will love you for it.
Yeah, so true. And I might get people to start doing that at the start of my group healing sessions. It's a good idea because I'm always like,
Totally.
water, 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 water. Yeah, I had something was coming through, then it's gone, but that's okay. It'll
It'll
come
come
back if
back.
it's meant to.
Exactly. It always does.
I mean, we're probably not as grounded as you might usually see us today, but that's okay. This is what it looks like to be going through it. Kara saying
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. Sherry, that's really cool.
Let's clean the tone.
Yeah.
Our food. Yeah, actually, Sherry just sort of reminded me because it's like random things, but this is not so random. But as we do to water, also doing to food. So I've been finding myself, just programming and blessing and bringing in light codes to my food while I'm cooking it. And then obviously, we say a blessing usually when we're about to eat, but yeah, while you're cooking it, you're like, okay, let's just bring in codes and weave it away.
It's like the same as when you're putting seasoning in there, salt, pepper, little bit of this, throw in some light codes in there too, mix it up, right?
Yeah, bring the vibe up because, a lot of our food we eat organic. We have done for years, but even then the soil quality is still so poor. So we can raise that up. We're powerful like that.
Yeah.
We don't have to just accept that.
I agree, Sherry. Yeah.
Yeah, the doggo's foods. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they eat better than I do anyway. My dog. they get everything, these dogs. It's like I'll be on my last dollar and the dogs will still get.
It tends to happen that way.
I guess it's just like children. You always give,
Yes.
You put your kids first, and these are my kids. So
Exactly.
Hi, Kim. That was a
Hello,
beautiful
Kim.
comment.
So
Lots of positive energy.
what do you think? Are we ready to bring through some light transmission? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So again, before we start, if you know anyone who's having a hard time, go ahead and put your name or heart in the comment so that it can be directed towards them. Your higher self will receive what they need and integrate it within them. If you yourself are going through a hard time, the same thing. Put your name or put a heart. And that way it will come to you too. It's like giving us permission to send you these yummy energies. But either way, even for people who won't see this, like we're anchoring this into the planet. So whoever needs it, our beautiful light workers need this at this time. The children of light need this. They need to remember their light and to hold their light. So, and we're all, both of us, we're in it. So we know we know what is happening, and how we can all support each other in standing. All right, my dear.
And it is let's and I think, let's set the intention, if we can, that with these light codes that we're bringing in, and the light codes that are stuck in everyone's body, which is what causes all the pain and discomfort, is that blockages. So let's just set the intention that this is for full expansion of the physical body, of the auric bodies, and just to let those codes in, really open and receive. The higher self will help. But if we can do it consciously, I always say, if we can do this work consciously, it's going to be met with more ease and grace. So blessings and love to all those who are unconscious, because it is so much harder for them. So sending this out to them as well.
Yeah. Right. This is an opportunity for you to grab your water, put it next to you to receive these codes too. And then when we're done, drink it up. Perfect. And breathe. We don't want you to escape anywhere. Be in your body. Breathe into your body. Breathe into your heart. And expand. Like Michele was saying, expand to receive more and more and more of the light.
And just opening up at the crown, allowing the heart line just to really expand, pull it apart. You can do this with your consciousness, just allowing it to move wider and bringing the codes in. The kurikianata ki natu uamanati kutoshianati aranataka a kurumata karira shatakatui shianatu ui ai 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 ai.
Oriana kia ko e tina sariaroa e yada Oriana siana kushira hia toru ui ina kia Oriana nasiria oria titia soria Oria toriana kia reguaria tetua
Taka ira natati ia natakatien ush. Aki na tu na kirai ai 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 ya katai no tu. Yara makati no tushi. Kira shata kamai no tu no tu haina ti ai Karamati. Just feel that body, that energy body, the physical body grow wide. Bringing in all the codes. There's been a lot of solar flares bringing in all that energy, and it's coming for a reason. Kureshiataki. Allowing the DNA strands to really be coated with the new coding. If you don't know what that looks like, or you don't know how to do that, just set the intention. That's all that's required, and just receive. Maya kitu ia 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 ia. Ayaratikiaro tuma yena aranatiku. Hayena ia 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 kirana tokushia tiki. Kiana takayena ora shitaka ora natika ikatian atatiara. Okay, let's remove overlays as well off the trauma overlays, those dense overlays around the soul body. And the light's coming in to dissolve that as well. It's coming in for the physical body, but it's coming in for the light body to be activated. Purge and release. Ooh.
Uyana, uyana, uya, uyanai, uaya, tohia, toya, nauai, nauai, Remember who you are. Open your heart up to receive the song from the Divine Mothers. Tia, 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 ua. Tia, 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 ua, ua. Tia, ua. Taking a deep breath in and open up.
So heart expansive. And just allowing that light to just integrate, just let it all settle. It's so intelligent. It will go where it needs to go. It'll code what needs to be encoded.
Sending this out to all the beautiful light beings, to all the light workers. Hold your light. You got this. Open your heart. Hold the light. Dig deep into the earth and reach higher into the heavens. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. This will not last. This too shall pass.
Beautifully said, sister.
Would you like to anchor, lock, and seal it? I like how you do it.
I do it different every time, I think. Okay, so let's anchor, lock, and seal. New code is transmission, the energies. Allow and expand the field for greater purging so that we can make room for the new. Anchor, lock, and seal throughout all of time, space, and hologram through every reality that we hold. And just allow that higher self embodiment just to edge in between all dimensional spaces a little bit more. That's what we're doing here. We're bringing the higher self into embodiment, into full embodiment, so that we can remember. And thank all souls who have taken on this mission, who are doing this amazing work. It's now time to recognize how amazing you are. Focus on all the accomplishments, the achievements. I give thanks to Divine Mother, Divine Father, and the Christ, the Child, the Holy Trinity of the Three. It is with great love and reverence that we hold you in our arms and our hearts and our light, and you shine your light and infinite light and love on us always. So it is done.
It is done.
Wow. I feel better after that.
I know, right?
It's like I got rest because I was able to anchor in well. I hope everybody feels as good as I do now.
And guys, what we're sharing with you guys is what we do for ourselves. Like when we're going through these times, and it's so interesting. We talked about this earlier. We have these tools that we pull out when we're going through a hard time, but we forget to share it because we're thinking, oh, it's nothing, right? And we forget to share it. And so, yeah, we're changing that. We're bringing that. We're bringing more of that out to share.
Yeah, so true. Because sometimes my tools that I get guided to are so simple, and I'm like, oh, everybody knows that, or everybody would do that. But yeah, it's those simple ones that are the golds there,
You're welcome, Sherry.
Thank you,
Welcome.
darling.
Oh, soul sister. We need to do more of this.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I loved it.
This was incredible. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. Before we stop, I want people to know how they can find you. And also, I know you have some incredible programs in the works there. And you can talk about that and invite people to come work with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm Sovereign Souls. So my website's sovereignsouls.com.au. I'm on Facebook, Sovereign Souls 444. Instagram, Sovereign Souls 222. But if you just go to my website, that has all the handles on it. So actually, I do have a little program, and I say little because I'm not taking any new mentoring clients for now, because I'm really moving, as we all are, into this no time space where I can't plan for 3 months ahead. I don't know what 3 months ahead is going to look like. So I was like, what can I do for people who still want that deep transformation? So I haven't released it yet, so I'll release it after this. There'll be a post later, but I'm going to do this thing called Month of Magic. So where you get the 3 different quantum sessions that I do, which is a quantum soul session, that's the longest one, then a chakra clearing, cleanse and balancing activations come in, and then the group session, group healing, which I do once a month. And so you get all 3 of those packaged. You just got to do it in 4 weeks, and it's like for people who really want to, they've got 1 or 2 things that they really want to shift in their ascension, in their spiritual gifts, in their traumas, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're just going to hone in on 1 or 2 things and go deep for a month. And you can have as many of these things as you want. So if you want to book on in the next month, if it's still going, you can. But it's just to be a bit more in the now. And obviously I've packaged them, so they're going to be reduced. It's 208 Australian dollars, which is hugely cheap. For 3 sessions. And if you don't want to do the group session, because some people don't want to do the group or they can't make it live, you get the replay of that, just like you get the replay of the others. So Month of Magic. So I'm gonna put a post up soon. So you'll find it on my website.
Yeah. And all the links are above. Let's see. StreamYard. Yeah, it's above. Because I like to see, yeah. So find it. But seriously, if you haven't experience this goddess's energy, like get into her Facebook group. Like she's constantly beaming, even if she's not talking or not, that like you feel that energy coming through to support you. She's incredible. And also read her story in Miraculous if you haven't yet, and get to know her. She's incredible. Like, can I say it again? Incredible. I absolutely love you, and I'm just so grateful for you and the work that you're doing, and just having a soul sister who gets it. It's serious. It makes this journey so much easier,
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I know you so deeply. I feel like, we've done this before. We're doing it together again.
Yes. And we will continue. I feel like this is just the beginning. This is the beginning, yeah.
I keep saying, I was even saying, I think to Cherie the other day, it was her birthday. Happy birthday again, Cherie. That I'm like, I feel like I'm just going to be able to party with everyone soon. And I don't mean I'm going to be getting on a plane. I mean, I'm going to be either able to translocate, teleport. We're just going to be in the same dimensional space, that I'm going to be able to hug everyone in the physical. And I don't know. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm feeling something like that. And I can't wait for all the hugs and all the love and all the parties.
Yes. Oh, you're not alone on that. It's coming, Mama. It's coming. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you all for showing up and receiving and helping us spread the light out to whoever needs it. Again, if you come back and you're watching this replay, again, put whoever that's having a hard time, put your name or heart, or do the same for you. That way it's like a consent of saying, yes, I am open to receiving this. Yeah.
It's
Oh my
quantum,
gosh.
so it's out of time, it's quantum, so they can receive when they need to receive it, for sure.
Exactly. And yeah, share this video out too. If you want to do that, if you want to just send a link to them, be like, you watch it and receive it, you can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me. Beautiful. I love chatting with you.
As always, I love you all.
Much love.
And I love you,
Bye,
sister.
everyone. Bye,
Bye,
everyone. Thanks
everyone.
for joining us.